It's not up here yet, so okay, maybe can't answer that question. But yes, and in the meantime, just to kick us off, just a quick overview about Layer 1X. Obviously, we're doing the hosting today, and I just want to give you an idea around what some of our capabilities are and what we bring that's different to the market. So we're I suppose you would call us a cutting edge Layer 1. Um, and what we bring that's a little bit different is that interoperability to the market that's giving direct contact between chains across 8 chains at the moment that we're currently linked to. And let's see how my memory serves me. We have Polygon, we have AVAX, we have Arbitrum, Phantom, Optimism, BSC, and Ethereum, and Solana. There we go, I've nailed it. And we connect interoperability to all of these networks without the use of bridges. So we do that natively. Um, but I won't rabbit on too long and keep us from our guests because I know we have a lot of amazing questions for you guys. But first, let's just dive into a quick set of intros. So if we could just go through one at a time and give me an idea, a little bit about yourselves, a little bit about the projects, an overview of what you guys are up to and what inspired you to create it. So I don't know who wants to kick off first, but let's dive right in.
Sure, let me go first. Hey everyone, thanks to the Lab 1X team for organizing this amazing AMA. Looking forward to sharing more about us as well. So if you look at Book Trips is one of the flagship projects of Book Technology. Book Technology is the underlying company which is building um, a, a platform or a protocol to spin up new secondary markets for time-sensitive assets. Right? So time-sensitive assets refer to things which could lose its value over time. Think of it like a hotel room booking or a flight reservation or an event ticket. These are things that you can actually buy, but in case they're not used within that time, they actually lose their value. So those are the kind of assets that we tokenize, we create a secondary market around it. Now, how that translates from an end user perspective is assume you make a hotel reservation, you're not able to sell that NFT in an open marketplace. Whoever holds that NFT is able to go check in your place, right? This obviously creates a completely new secondary market wherein, let's suppose there is a Taylor Swift concert happening or an F1 race happening, you could buy that hotel reservation 6 to 8 months earlier, and you could actually resell that particular booking to someone else, and thereby create a speculative market around it. So we are trying to bring this as a completely new asset class to the market using the power of tokenization.
That's absolutely fascinating. I think it's taking on a completely different aspect of what I would say like a real world asset is,
Mhm.
and giving it's almost like I suppose you'd say a short term real world asset. No, like just thinking plane tickets and things like that. Is that how you see it as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, so what we are looking at is the entire travel industry and also shipping and logistics industry. These two put together is about a $30 trillion market size that actually exists, right? So we're starting off with the hotels. We've already partnered with Expedia, with Priceline. Our platform is live on BukTrips.com. The tradability marketplace is going live in a couple of weeks. Everyone keeps asking us about flight tickets as well. So that's definitely something that's coming probably before the end of the year as well.
I think this is something that's very clever because let's, for example, consider a concert or an F1 event or something like that. And we have seen that the tickets aren't transferable. Let's say that you bought the tickets 6 months ago, but now you can't go for some reason and you can't give the tickets to your friends. So is that something that Book Trips solves? Is that a problem that Book Trip solves that your tickets become transferable because those are in the forms of
Yeah,
NFTs? Is that the
exactly,
case?
exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. Obviously, the tech piece is one part of it. What we pride ourselves is in being able to create the distribution required to enable this kind of a secondary market, right? So, for example, let's suppose you buy an F1 race ticket or a event ticket. They operate very differently than a hotel reservation or flight ticket, right? Event ticket, concert tickets are typically non-named, which means that there is no name, there is not KYC is not possible at a scale. No one checks whether you are the exact person who's coming in, because within a short span of time there are 10,000, 20,000 people walking into a venue. But when you look at a hotel or a flight, it's always name tagged, right? Which means that just transferring an NFT to someone else is not going to do the trick. We need to have a partnership with enterprises, with hotels, with airline companies who will actually support us in getting the name changed of that particular ticket, right? So what we do is, for just like on OpenSea or on any NFT art NFT marketplace, you have artists getting a certain percentage of the revenue back, right, in form of royalties. We do the same thing for all of these assets, wherein the hotel whose inventory is being traded starts to get a secondary market royalty, thereby becoming a new revenue stream for them as well. Which is where I would say that we are a bit different. We are not exactly a full tech play, but we are a distribution play as well. We talk to all the online travel agencies like the Expedia and Priceline and multiple other players to make sure that this technology gets integrated into their platforms. So probably in the next 1 to 2 years, you would try to cancel your reservation on any particular booking platform, and a pop-up actually comes. Instead of canceling, would you actually like to resell this reservation? And rest assured that it's going to be our technology that's going to be driving it in the back end.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah.
that's huge. I think there's so much to unpack there, and obviously there's a lot in the back end that I think has to come together. There's so many questions we can dive into, but I just want to give a chance as well to Marco from PEX to jump in and give us so just to rehash the question, just a brief introduction of yourself, your project, and an overview of what inspired you to create it. What's its use case and purpose?
Yes, so thanks. So, basically, PEX is the first pivotal test accessing the crypto RWA and also inscription in CKSing. And actually, we are a group of traders. We love to do any kind of DeFi project, and also the trading on the DeFi space. And we spot some problem in the market. For example, in CKSing, there is a lack of investment opportunity, and also for some option for the people to choose. For example, you cannot trade RWA, and also you cannot make any use of inscription nowadays on in CKSing. Therefore, we provide two main services. The first one is the trading platform, which is supporting the synthetic trading and up to 50 times the leverage, and also we support different kind of assets. For example, the cryptos, the metal, and also for FX. Therefore, which means that you can trade the Japanese yen or trading gold on our platform. So this is the first part. The second part is that we are going to do our inscription market on CKSing. That should be the second one on the CKSing. And then we will also like to develop more application about the inscription. For example, we are planning to do the inscription virtual machine, which means that we try to endow some utility. For example, we can let our user to stacking the inscription, and also to have more function that can be utilized the inscription. So with these two main service, we try to provide our user a more multiple use, and also a more diverse product to the market, in terms of the opportunity choice, and also the usage of the token and assets. So basically that's PEX.
Well, that's amazing. I think a lot of the services, it seems like you're sort of offering, would be something that a standard centralized exchange would normally offer, and obviously we don't see too much of that from the DeFi side. Would you say that there's similarities in capabilities, or even better capabilities than something like a centralized exchange could offer, based on how you guys can innovate, knowing that you're a DeFi product itself, where you don't have to have, I suppose, those same framework that maybe CEX has to have?
Yeah. So yeah, And also apart from the product structure or the overall platform structure, actually we got some innovation about the mechanism, about the token distribution. Like for example, we have our own smart contract based engine called Auto Equilibrium Engine. So this engine is try to balance out the interests of different stakeholder in the platform. For example, one of the function of this engine is to make sure that the LP providers can have expected return, like to make sure that their expected return can be realized. So by how we do it, like we can buy our token emission and also by some under the some mathematical formula calculation, then we can try to distribute the protocol revenue and also the token emission to satisfy or to meet the expected value, expected return level. And also for another function, like uh like most of the products or most of the protocol, they seeking for high TVL and also they seeking for to have more assets in their protocol. But actually for Paradex, it doesn't need too much assets until it satisfies the trader list. Therefore, for our LP means, actually we set some difficulty rates so that when the TVL or when the LP in our platform actually is satisfy the daily trading use. Therefore, we will to increase some maintain costs so that to make sure that our LP utilization is good for can to is high in a high rates, so that for our LP providers and also for the traders, they can enjoy more benefit from it. So basically we try to fix some current market issue and also some problem to maximize our user profit to in this kind of way.
Yeah, definitely.
I
I
think.
think. Oh, sorry, go on, Sam.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I was just saying that I think this is what the future crypto space should look like. For example, PEX Exchange is trying to bring real world assets, inscriptions to the blockchain, trying to compete directly with centralized exchanges. And then BukTrip is trying to bring NFTs along with bookings for concerts, hotels, and stuff like that. I think the space is no more pump and dumps or stupid coins or inflationary tokens. Yeah. So over to you, Joe.
Yeah, I guess it brings us to our next question in terms of so obviously it'd be remiss of me to not ask about interoperability, knowing that Layer 1x it's a primary part of our infrastructure. So the next question that I have for you guys is how can you explain how interoperability plays or will play a role in your DeFi platform? And I think this is huge, especially for you guys at BukTrip, obviously. You want to have that diverse range. You were saying you need so many things, so many plugins from so many different places in order for this to function really efficiently. What does interoperability across blockchains look like for you?
It's quite critical, right? Think of it this way: that with the solution that we're building, we're not building a small vertical solution focused on a particular industry, right? While it sounds like we're talking about travel or we're talking about logistics, the idea is the moment you tokenize it, there are going to be very many other use cases that come up. And the future that we foresee is that there are going to be different chains that operate for different purposes, right? So that's the long term view of how multiple chains are going to be sustainable on their own. So might be there is something specific to identity, there is something specific to DeFi, there are something specific to enterprise applications, and so on. And let me take an example of how we foresee tokenized assets in case of book technology, how it translates, right? Imagine a travel agent who knows that, what, if when Singapore is going to be peak date, there's still 11 months ahead. He buys up hotel rooms for say $50,000 or $100,000 and sitting on top of it, knowing that he's going to make 2x or 3x of it in the next 10 to 11 months based on past pricing trend. But now that he's bought for $100,000, his cash is actually locked. Now, because these are tokenized assets, he can actually collateralize his bookings and take a DeFi loan against it, right? Now, this obviously solves a huge working capital issue that actually exists in the industry and also brings a lot of liquidity. So that way, we are expecting that an enterprise use case like travel tokenization has a touch point with the DeFi market. And similarly, when we talk about identity, imagine the amount of time that you spend today when you go to a hotel and you actually have to provide your ID. They have to do a KYC, they have to do a KYD, KYB if at all you're a business partner, and so on. If these NFTs that are there are basically the booking is an NFT, right? And if those NFTs are tagged to a particular identity, it's quite easy that you could just use the NFC chip on your phone and unlock the door, unlock all the access that is there within the premises, unlock business lounge access based on the loyalty membership that you actually have with that particular chain, and so on. So we foresee that every industry is going to have different touch points for which there are going to be different chains specialized that will be operating, right? While currently it is a lot of Ethereum wars and Solana wars that are going on, but we do see a future where there are going to be few victorious players, very purpose driven, and it's going to be extremely critical that interoperability is taken care of right from the way get go of how the design of the solution itself is created, right? And that's where a player like Layer 1x is quite important, who is looking at it from a long term perspective and trying to integrate, trying to build it in a way that accommodates all the future requirements for most of the businesses. That's how I would see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to agree. The more projects we talk to and the more involvement we have, it's not just us crypto degens anymore. I think we're playing chain games, we're banging around, we're jumping on all sorts of different stuff, and we're understanding how natively we work inside the ecosystem. But now, we're having people coming out that are not crypto native, for example. People that want to buy a plane ticket or like book a hotel, or people that just want to use an interface, people that want to play games online. They don't care what infrastructure is in the background. They just want to know that it works, and they want to know that it works across multiple avenues for them to be able to get the best result. And that's where interoperability is going to be absolutely key to, I think, the adoptional future. Do you see that the same way, Marco, for PEX as well?
Yeah, for PEX is little bit different. Like for example, like actually for our trading platform, we are doing in synthetic base. Therefore, actually, it's much more easy for us to to have some interaction. Not actual interaction, but for example, in our synthetic trading, we can actually provide different trading option. Like for example, like if they have some new token on Sol is very popular, but they don't make a LP in Citizen, we still can make a trading option like under the synthetic trading by creating some trading orders or some trading page, as long as our Oracle can support it and we can got some price data of it, then actually we can create a new trading option for them. I think PEX is currently providing some more easy way for people to accessing different kind of DeFi option by this kind of synthetic trading. And then also apart from the trading platform, actually inscription is quite popular nowadays. And then and also we also investigate how can we do the inscription have more utility, and also to have more use case. And then I think one of the most common use case about inscription is that when it's on the chain, it seems more um it seems more like a NFT, but when they go to the exchange, or especially for the central exchange, actually it's more like a token. And then this nature may provide some interesting DeFi usage in the future. And also how can we do something the maybe the cross chain, or also how can we, but for the EVM basis, they can do it, but like for some institution, like for example on Bitcoin, they may have different way to play it. But like we try to gather all things together, no matter by a trading token or like by different thing else. We try to gather everything together and then to see how can we work together. So like, and also like for protest, like it's important for the user capital flow, like how can they inflow their capital, and also how can they transfer their capital out from CKSync, like because we are just the native protest on CKSync. So in this point, like we try to partner with different aggregator, and also like the bridge, and also like some swap protocol to see how can we break through some barrier between the chain, and then like to provide more like a seamless experience to our trader and also the users. Yeah.
I thi- yeah, I think that makes perfect sense, because as far as trading exchange or a derivative market like yours is concerned, the more aggregators that you are connected to, the better it is for your users, or or let's say traders. And I think as far as interoperability is concerned, people would not like to wait and sit around for 1 day or 2 day for their assets to get transferred. They want something that's quick and that's easy, and even a grandma can use. And I think that is where Layer 1x plays a crucial role, because not only it's connected to majority of the Layer 1 blockchains, but it's also going to connect to the Bitcoin network soon. And I think, speaking on challenges, I think that brings to our next question. So, what are some of the challenges facing in DeFi projects face when choosing a blockchain or a partner or a network to build on? So, I guess who would like to go first? BukTrips or PEX Exchange?
Yeah, I can take it up. That I would say that there are two key things. One is the ecosystem itself, right? If we are trying to build a decentralized application, it means that from the layer perspective, or from the blockchain L1 chain perspective, or the L2 chain perspective, there needs to be a good amount of users who are interested in that particular chain, who want to actually use it. This is, I would say that this is during the initial phases of the entire blockchain journey that anyone gets into. But uh, once that is done, I would say that the second most important thing is, we as individual projects trying to achieve certain goals, it's not possible for the project to build every single thing from the scratch, right? Which means that there needs to be a good amount of applications which are already available, in terms of say a Web3 auth, something as simple as a wallet connection that is required, right? They need to be supporting the chain, or any other peripheral infrastructure related things. For example, you need to have an indexer, you need to have stable coins, if at all it's a completely disconnected L1 chain. You need to have bridges which are required to move value from one chain to the other, etc. Right? So these kind of basic infrastructure is kind of extremely critical. Otherwise, what happens is, the growth of that particular project gets constrained, thinking about the infrastructure related issues that ideally the blockchain network, the L1 or the L2 chain, should actually be solving for, because it's a common service across any kind of project that could be deployed in that particular network. So I would say ecosystem, existing users, and all of these peripheral critical applications being available. These two are super important.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for the, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Like because I totally agree with what he said beforehand. Like I think like the for as a project itself, actually we cannot like do everything as a single project. But like we need an ecosystem, and also like we need a middleman to connect everything else. So beforehand, like I think like maybe years ago, or like in the past in the past time about the DeFi and also like for the application, like they seems like they do it by their own, and then we just know they're on the same chain, and then how can we like interact together, like but like nowadays I think it got some improvement, like for example the chain foundation, they will have more encouragement on the partnership, they will have more co-marketing, and also like nowadays have some like wallet driven community, for example for some AA account, they may like can have easy access to different kind of ecosystem and also different D app, and like for example like recently we integrate with OK's wallet, and then they also did some integration with different D app, and then like also to build ecosystem in between them, so that as a user, if you just connect with one wallet, actually you can access to entire ecosystem. So I think like this kind of development is good for even for a single project, because like we don't need to build too much, or we don't need to like talk to every protocol when we start a new protocol. We just need to join into some ecosystem, then actually we can have more easy way to access to it. And also like for the second point is that like for the multiple chain issue, like it's important to help the user to have some cross-chain interaction, because as a DeFi investor, uh it is important for us to get more market information for sure. Like for example, uh the stacking return, or like the trading fee, etc. But like seems like nowadays don't we can get it from the media or from the community, but like it's more we need more integration to have some like unified information platform, or like I think there is some information can do it, some platform can do it, but like I think the investor is looking for more seamless experience, and also like the like to have a better overview about the DeFi project, like to for their own investment choice.
Yeah, I think to echo exactly as you both suggested, it's you can have a layer one chain and you can have, all of the capabilities there and things like that, but it really comes down to the ecosystem and the projects and the community and how you can lean on each other to create something that's I suppose very special in the way that it operates. If you've got one project and you're set up to build one specific aspect, you might still lean on other projects to provide certain things like. As an example, a lot of places, a lot of layer ones will have a DEX, which means that there's a lot more options available, I think, for other projects that build on top of that to be able to lean on that, knowing that people can do swaps, people can do, any of these things inside their ecosystem to be able to actually participate. So I think that, yeah, you guys are dead on in what you're thinking. In terms of, I suppose, moving forward now, looking to the future, and we've just had this massive announcement, obviously, in the last I think it's 24 hours. I don't know. I'm lost in days. I don't even know what day it is at the moment, but I think it's been 24, 36 hours with the ETFs and the approval of that. Obviously, that brings a big boost to any ecosystem inside the crypto world, knowing what the potential is now around how much more exposure there'll be, how much more want or need there is for different systems that are being built. So in light of that, I guess the question is, what are your thoughts around the current state of that DeFi market, and Web3? Where are we heading, and how do you see future partnerships and integrations, whether that's from Web 2 to Web 3, whether that's integrations or partnerships amongst ourselves to be better, or yes, just how does that look? What are your thoughts on the future, and how does it look for your integrations and partnerships?
Go ahead, Marco. Your turn this time.
Yeah, sure. So like for the approval for the ETF, like the market is got some bullish signal, as we know, and then I think the one significant change is that apart from the buying power of the institution on the Bitcoin and ETF, actually it did some influence to the market, but not the major one. I think the majority one is that uh the market, like not just the crypto market, but like the traditional market, the attitude have some change. So actually, like yesterday, I just watched some memes, and then like beforehand, maybe some people may think that okay, the people who work for Web3 or crypto may similar to scammer or like similar to some like it's not that legit or like they will have more concern of it. But like nowadays, but starting from yesterday, we can call ourselves like maybe some financial analyzer with some innovation in last tech or like in the maybe in New York trading center or like because like we really did something that approved by the SEC, and then we really did something like the traditional market approved, and then like uh it breaks some barrier between like especially for the rural assets like as we mentioned, and then like for the normal investor, they will have more confidence for trading. Like beforehand, one of the reason why RWA is not that it is popular but not that popular is that actually for the rural assets or like for the rural capital, they we still have some concern about the crypto, and also like they don't understand what is happening. They don't know what is going on, and then they still not sure about whether to put their money or not. And then it is important for the like for our financial market to provide confidence and security uh to the traders or to the investor. And then I believe that actually for crypto, if we do it all things in DeFi, decentralized, actually is bankless economy, and also like to is provide a high level of security and also like transparency and also like the application compared to the traditional banking system. And then with the approval of the EFT and also like the market recognition, I believe that like DeFi can be have more development like apart from the capital inflow, but also like from the market confidence. Like yeah, we can become more legit in the traditional side. And then I think this one of the most important things for us, especially if we try to do something like have more connection with real world and also like do some RWA the protocol. I think it's important for us.
Yeah, definitely. If I had to sum it up, I'd say it's the certainty, right? It's okay. We've got validity from, I suppose, higher markets, and we've got a bit of certainty. So that's definitely true. And just to that same point for you, Arul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously great news that the ETF went through and so on. It's a bit of I would say, a different direction than how the entire space started off with decentralization and self custody and ownership. We're probably moving to a different direction. Uh, I think over time we'll realize whether it's good or bad. I don't have a specific opinion on that, but it's definitely good news for the entire ecosystem, right? Exactly like Mark was saying. Now you are not seen as a scamster, but you're seen probably as an innovator who's taken a very forward-looking uh, outlook, which has been validated by the older players in the ecosystem, right? So that kind of builds a lot of credibility to what we're doing. So earlier, if, for example, our business involves a lot of pitches to enterprises, right? To Fortune 50 companies. We're talking to the Marriotts and Hiltons to build this kind of a solution. Now, when we go to them, we are extremely careful that we do not mention the words crypto and we do not mention the words NFT anywhere in our sales presentations because we don't want to freak them out, right? And that's like a very conscious thing. And explaining a concept of this sort without using the word NFT or tokenization is an extremely difficult thing to do. At least this kind of a move uh, normalizes that technology, makes it more mainstream. It means that people are more open and willing to understand what exactly we're building. So, say for example, the earlier application or the future product that we're talking about, which is DeFi of these bookings itself, right? Which is a working capital solution. It cannot be pitched to a conventional player because there is no way that they would understand that a booking can be collateralized and a loan can be taken on top of it unless they understand NFTs, right? This kind of a legitimacy opens up their mind that there is something of this sort possible, and it makes it much more interesting to have conversation around what is possible. So that legitimacy is something that from Bitcoin is going to have a trickle effect to the entire ecosystem, be it alts or be it token projects or crypto projects or blockchain as a space overall is going to get definitely benefit from that.
I just had this vision in my mind of, you guys obviously trying to pitch these things without using exactly just said native language to crypto, which is your NFTs and all that sort of stuff. And I think if we were to liken that to, that time you go around to your family's house and they're asking you like, oh, were you still doing that crypto thing or whatever? And you're trying to explain NFTs to them for the first time. And obviously they've got no idea. I can just imagine how much more difficult that would be from a business point of view, where you're trying to explain that from a corporate world, how you can benefit that. I see that would be a really difficult task to accomplish given the previous market structure. Now, obviously, that little bit of validity, I think, helps along the way to making it the conversation easier for everybody, whether that's just normal people through to all the way through to enterprise as well. Just moving on.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I was just saying, just looking to the future now, because I think this is it. Everybody's innovative. We're right on the edge of technology, obviously. And as I keep saying to everybody in Layer 1X, they're probably sick of hearing, the community's probably sick of me saying it, but we're at the tip of the spear, effectively. We're on the edge of crypto, where a lot of people don't even know that this exists yet, or inside of, because as far as they know about crypto, it's just Bitcoin. They don't realize there's other things attached to it. So I suppose the question that I have next for both of you guys is, how do you think that the interoperability will impact the future of DeFi? And what excites you most about potential changes or limitations just around where we're going to from here?
Yeah, so I would say that, think of it this way. 20 years back in the late 1990s, I'm not sure how many of you were there back then who tried to use a modem to connect, dialed a phone, and were listening to the dial tone to actually connect to it, right? That's how internet used to be. Now, when a digital native person actually uses the internet, they don't realize that there's been quite a journey from there to where they are right now. How easy it is. I mean, it's expected that you have, that you have internet. It's like you talking to your grandparents and they think electricity coming to your homes or piped water connection probably 100 years back is the in thing that happened, biggest change that happened in the generation, right? It's the same way for the last 40 years or so, it was the internet. And the beauty of it is you don't realize, you take it for granted, right? You take that luxury for granted. And that's exactly what has to happen with interoperability with blockchain, where a user doesn't realize that they are actually using a blockchain solution or not. It's just using a solution to achieve a certain means. And I think the entire onus of it, like I was giving in the earlier example, falls on this interoperability, where the user shouldn't realize that they are actually using a particular technology and how the data behind it is going on. For example, no one understands how AWS servers work. No one is a DevOps engineer, but still the internet works, right? And they use it. It's the same way all of these technologies that we are talking about today, in form of interoperability, in form of internet, in form of blockchain, have to become obvious. And it's like you thinking, is there a world even possible without it, sort of a scenario. That's the end goal, right? And I do foresee that in the next 10 to 15 years, that is a very, very easily achievable goal. That's how I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you make a great point there. Like if you use the internet as an example, we just use it, and it's just there, and it's, I don't want to say it's always been there, because for most of us it hasn't, but obviously for the next generation down, if you're under 20, you've never experienced life without that. If you're in a developed country, it's just the norm. People have phones, people have iPads, and all these other things, and they all know how to use them just intuitively. And then you've sort of got the mid-range generation. They're still trying to learn how to keep up with all these things. Where it's like, oh, we've gone from mail to email, and it's just, I think, exactly as you say. How far down is it before we go, okay, well, blockchain is just normal. Having back-end rails that run on cryptocurrencies is just normal. Getting a wallet on your phone that holds coins, etc., is just the standard. And I think that will be the future as well. I'm not exactly sure what that will look like, but I see that there has to be this adoption phase where you don't even know that you're using it. It's so a part of natural life that it just operates. Yeah, I suppose. And then to just get you to echo your thoughts on that as well, Marco. What do you think about that?
Yeah. So basically I share the same view, but like one more thing I would like to add is that I think like Web3 world nowadays is a little bit high barrier for a newbie to join in. Like I think that will be the next trend for the DeFi world development. What I mean that is that for a normal guy, if they want to try to uh do some DeFi investment, or like to join into DeFi world, unlike stock market or etc. In stock market, they just transfer money from their bank into maybe in a agency account, or in a like trading account, and then buy their buy their money in the bank, and then like actually they already can do some trade, no matter it's a good trade or bad trade, they can make the trade. But like in crypto world, like I think it's improved it a lot. Like for example, we got some CEX, or like, we got some infrastructure for them to landing on the Web3 world. But like for some concept, or like for some usage of DeFi, actually is not that popular or common in the long Web3 world. They just don't know what is like why you need to do the stacking. They don't know what is AMM or etc. And I think this one of the I'm not sure I call it a problem, but like is some situation right now is that everything is sounds like too technical, and then it's not that user friendly to the newbie. And then but like actually the market always need some newbie to join in, and also like need some new capital to join in, so that the market can grow. And then like therefore is the one of the problem, like for the market, like maybe too technical, or like too web native. Therefore like is cause some barrier for the market expansion. And then yeah, and I think the second part is that like for the user is similar to the first question, but like the second question is that like the uh the usage, or like the application may be little bit difficult to control for them. Like for example, for user, actually if they I think most of us got some friend is non wealthy, and then they don't have any mindset about what is MetaMask or even a wallet. And then actually, if they got our MetaMask, we really appreciate them. But like the having a MetaMask just a first step of the wealthy world or the DeFi world, and it's far way to go. And then like, but many people just block it in the first step, and then like and I think I know like recently there is many new solution, for example like for some extra account, or like some CX solution, and also like for some government regulated solution in different region. Actually they also try to do some uh, products which can handle this kind of beginners needs. But like I think this in the future, like in few years, when like for example the SEC approval and also like for the market acceptance increase, like I think the market will try to educate and also generalize some Web3 concept, and then to help more people on board in this Web3 world by by some user friendly control, and also like for some generalized application for the beginners. I think these two direction is the upcoming future about the Web3 world.
Yeah, 100%. And I think what you said there is very, very relevant in terms of the onboarding. You know, the process of getting people through it's very hard at the moment, and we need to simplify that to to get that mass adoption. It needs to be easy. And at the moment, it's not. It's a real learning curve. But I think that's coming, and we'll get there. And there's definitely been a lot of new ways that people are bringing in that are making it a lot easier for people to interact. But yeah, so I wanted to change gears a little bit and focus individually on your guys' projects. So in terms of things that you've got coming up, like casting to the future still, do you have things that are coming up, like milestones, events that are related to your project? Anything you want to share with our audience and with the audience here so that they can get a better scope of where you guys are at with your project and where you're going to from here?
Sure. So let me start with a little bit of history as well, right? So we started off almost a year and a half back, and we were building all through the web market, focusing on partnerships, on the real world partnerships, and also on developing the product. And our product is already ready, so you can actually use the marketplace on BukTrips.com. The marketplace itself is on testnet, so you can test it out on alpha.booktrips.com. We're working on the final audit reports for the smart contracts. In the next 3 to 4 months, we will be launching our own token, obviously incentivizing all our early users, people who make a reservation on our platform or are active in our community. They're all the people that we intend to take forward and make sure that they get incentivized whenever we launch our tokens as well. To us, that's some of the major milestones that we're working towards, right? And we with all the partnerships that we've had, we already have right now tradable rooms available for Marriott, Hilton, Wyndham in almost all the major cities globally. That's about 30,000 properties across the world. So we are focusing on the ETH Denver event right now, where we've managed to get at least about 300 to 400 bookings. And we intend to release a certain amount of inventory for people to be able to trade and the last minute buyers to buy as well, wherein they actually would be buying an NFT hotel room from the marketplace, right? So that will be first of its kind that's not been done before. So we're really looking forward to these 3 4 events, but in the next 1.5 years or so, like I was mentioning, we do intend to have airlines on board as well, which has been quite a major ask from most of the people, apart from hotel room bookings. That's largely how our future looks like.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a great wrap up too. So many things obviously you got going on, and I think ETH Denver is obviously a really big event too. So yeah, I'm excited to see the future for you guys. And also Marco, same for you. Oh, Sam, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that imagine you are going to a crypto event and then you're seeing that you can't book a place through a conventional route. So you go to the book trips and see an NFT that's available for your room, and then you book it from there. I think the future is very exciting.
Absolutely. Use case. I just love the use case. I think it's innovative. Yeah, Marco, over to you.
Yeah, sorry, I a little bit lost about the question. Could you please repeat again?
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to get a bit of a dive into your project itself in terms of upcoming events or milestones that you guys have that you want to share with the audience and give a better overview of where you guys are in your current area and where you're going to in the future?
Yeah, sure. So like for PEX currently, actually in January we got a lot of big move. So first of all, we have our testnet launch in this week, and also we got a train competition with 10K USDC reward, like for the top performance trader and also for the participation. So like if you got interest, you can join us to test out how can you trade RWA and also like trade some metals or like trade cryptos on our platform. And then this is the first part. And then like in this month we also got some different big updates. First of all, next week we'll have our beta mainnets, which means that we will try to put our protocol on the CK Sync mainnet, and also like to see anything's problem out. But like because like we want to guarantee the security before the audit, and then we on the beta mainnet we will provide some test token for the user to test it, but not we don't encourage we don't encourage user to use real stablecoin for the trading before all the audit report is finalized. And then this the beta mainnet. And then in the late January, we also got our inscription market launch, and then like to let our user to trade some inscription on the market, and then like to like provide more application for the inscription on CKSync nowadays, because like we think there's many potential in terms of trading, and also like in exchange or like in everything else about the inscription. And then the third part is that we're also going to have our IDO like in end of the month. On we the details will finalize in this week, and then like yeah, if you guys interested, feel free to join our upcoming event and also like the campaign, and then to see more possibility of RWA trading and also like crypto trading in CKSync. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I think heaps going on for both of you guys, and it's very obvious that you've got direction, you've got drive, and you're going the right places. I'm conscious of everybody's time, so I just want to. There's one question I want to get out before we do a bit of closing statements from both of you, and I think it's to help others in the space. So, what advice would you give to other developers or entrepreneurs or anybody looking to start something in the cryptoverse? What advice would you give them if they're looking to build a Web3 DeFi space?
I'm going to go with a very, very controversial take. Is that if you're looking to start off in Web3 in the current cycle or in the next 2 to 3 years, don't read anything that Y Combinator or any Web2 startup advisor has kind of published. The Web3 startup ecosystem doesn't work like Web2, right? The things that get you funded, get you people to use, how do you get users? The approach of how do you do that is very, very different than what typical Web2 startup advisors would actually suggest, right? So that is a controversial take that I would have. That plus obviously the point is start looking at how do you build the early community as soon as possible. Bull market or bear market, building up those early users is extremely critical, right? And that kind of defines how easy the follow-on things around investments, around listings, around your own token functioning, your own platform functioning. That's what is going to define it. So it's extremely critical to start off community at the same time that you start off product development, or you're starting off to even present your pitch deck to the first investor. Start off on the community side first. Those are the couple of things that I would say.
Yeah. So I basically I share the same view, and also like apart from the comparison between Web2 and Web3 entrepreneurship, and like I think another important thing is that the Web3 world is changing in very fast way, day by day. And then something happened that a few years ago doesn't mean it was right now. And the speed of like changing is much more faster than Web2 world, I think. Like for example, like in years ago, like in last bull market, and then all we know, if you just have a narrative and then you just have a white paper, then you can raise money. But like nowadays, it doesn't work because like of course there indeed got some memes con or still have some small project that can do in this way. But like I think majority of us nowadays actually learn more about Web3. We also have higher standard or higher requirement about the project, because like we are looking for more sustainable development, and also like we always looking for some utility and also some traction. So if you are new to Web3 or you want to start your own business in Web3, so don't be too urgent, or like you maybe have build your product, but it's more important to build your community instead of product. Because like with a strong community supporting you, then actually they can give you a lot of advice and also like more direction about your product. And also like with a strong community, it will like helps you to make shortcut to reaching out more people, like maybe on the chain foundation, or like on the protocol, or like to have more development on it. So like as we said, like we are in a degen, like is the role of the team actually is weakening, and then we are more looking for the community driven. We are more uh, 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 like no, we are not the owner or controller of everything. We are just like part of the ecosystem and part of the community, and then keep it in mind, and then we can like have moved forward with our community, or not just by yourself. And then I think this one more important things I would like to stress out. Yeah.
Absolutely, I have to agree. Your community is your, it's the linchpin of how you continue on growth. And I think the saying is, don't misquote me here because this could be totally wrong, but it's not the product or the initial idea that makes the revolution. It's follower number one, because without somebody to be there to help get the word out there, to help sell the vision, to be the dream, I suppose you would say, then all it is an idea that never comes to fruition. So it's the first follower. And I'd say that everybody in the community is, in a way, like your early startup is that first follower, the first adopters, the first people that use it. And obviously there's bumps along the way and everything like that, but that's what the community is there for, to show you those bumps and to help massage them through and to help create a diverse ecosystem that allows for, growth. I think that's massive. Yeah, and as I said, I'm conscious of everybody's time, so what I'll do now is I'll get you guys to do a wrap up statement. If you just had to close out the AMA and give everybody in the audience a good rundown of just your general thoughts as a closeout, that'd be excellent. We'll head to finish up. Arul or Marco, either first is totally fine.
Sure. First of all, thanks to the team to organize this session, and happy to actually share more about us. For the community specifically, I wanted to let you know that we are currently running campaigns on Zeely. We are running it on Question. So do join our Telegram group. It's quite active. There are quite a few giveaway campaigns that we're currently running. Join early and make sure that you're able to support us, and we will obviously take care of our community. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks to team invitation, and also like we're happy to have the chat today. And then as I mentioned before, we got a lot of big move in January. So if you are interested about perpetual test, CKSync, or anything else, welcome to follow our social media and also like to catch up our latest news. I think like in this month we definitely don't spoil you, not brought you, because like we got a lot of new updates and also new things to work with. So again, so in the Web3 world, like let's embracing the changing, and then we will always got a new trend in Web3. So like embrace the change.
Absolutely, and just from my perspective, a massive thanks for you guys for jumping on. I know it's always fantastic when we get the chance to share the vision with different projects, and obviously our own vision, and see what your perspective is, and have host your community and be a part of our community as well. So a massive thank you again to Arul from BukTrips and Marco from PEX. You guys have done an excellent job in giving us an overview of where you're at in the market and everything. So we appreciate having you here. And of course, we appreciate having everybody from the community, whether it's the Layer 1X community, whether it's PEX community, whether it's BukTrips community. Thank you all for joining us. Once again, we appreciate having you here, and we share the same sentiment. We've got comps and things running as well. If you want to jump in, if you want to have a play around some of our gleams, if you want to have a play around in our Discord, and we also have Zealy. There's plenty of opportunity out there for everybody to be involved, and I think if everybody's lifting together, it makes the lifting a lot easier. So once again, thanks everybody for being here. Sam, do you want a closing statement as well?
Oh yeah, I'm just going to reiterate. Yeah, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate what you said, what Marco said. Uh, yeah, we have a couple of things running in our community as well. We do have the task on campaign. We do have the Apex competition where the most helpful and the active guy wins some juicy L1X tokens. So that's that. And before ending, I just wanted to take one question from the comments as well. So Grunef, I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong, but yeah, he asks, are you working on a mobile app for X Wallet and L1X app for mobile? Yes, I can confirm that the support for that is going to come soon. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining. That's it, and see you in the next Twitter space.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.